Hello there people, my name is Sho and welcome to another episode of Game Things. First up on the list, we have Final Fantasy XVI with their newest trailer called Ambition, which reveals the realm of Valisthea, Dominance, and Acons. Fans of the franchise would certainly love the details being shared on their official Final Fantasy XVI Twitter account, with message from main director Hiroshi Takai and producer Naoki Yoshida. Unlike me myself, if you're a lore-heavy fan, you will love the details being shared, and for further readings on the mentioned realms, you can check out the Final Fantasy XVI official page, which contains all the description and details you would want to know, with the link down below. For the latest news on Final Fantasy XVI, be sure to follow them on Twitter, and if you haven't already checked out all the trailers that were made available since year 2020, check out their Awakening trailer released in year 2020, as well as Dominance, which was released back in June 2022 this year. And again, all links are down below in the description. Next up is a known franchise that I personally had no prior experience with, until they make a remake of the game. That's right, it is Resident Evil. Congratulations, because now you have one or more reasons to buy the game, as Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, as well as Resident Evil 7 had their release date for the Nintendo Switch confirmed by Capcom last week during their Resident Evil showcase happened on October 20th, 2022. Resident Evil 2 Remake is releasing on the Switch on 11th November 2022, followed by Resident Evil 3 Remake on November 18, 2022. Finally, Resident Evil 7 will be made available on Switch starting December 16, 2022. I have personally finished and gotten all the achievements for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Remake, and will continue on Resident Evil 7 whenever I have the mood for it. Having said that, I think they are all amazing games, and surely they are on the top of the list of which Steam game do I buy on sale. Moving on, just a quick mention if it wasn't clear enough. Do you know that aside from Steam sales, the Flash news is also time limited? Piece Odyssey is an upcoming adventure strategy RPG developed by Ilka, a Japanese game studio, and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Check out their 7 minutes long gameplay trailer that show off encounters, character skills, typing effectiveness, and many more with the link down below. Piece Odyssey is expected to be released on January 13, 2023 on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and Series S, Nintendo Switch, as well as PC. Patience is key if you want to have all your digital games on a single platform. After a full year of exclusivity on the Epic Games Store, Crysis Trilogy Remastered will be made available on Steam starting 17th of November this year. We already have Crysis Remastered on Steam since September 2021. Crysis 2 and 3 Remastered will be made available on the same day as the trilogy does. Fingers crossed that Kingdom Hearts 3 will also come to Steam after the Epic Games Store exclusivity ends. And if you live long enough, sometimes the best game does not launch from a client, it loads on the web browser. For those who can relate, I'm talking about Flash games. Good times don't always last, as Miniclip, one of the biggest Flash games or browser games hosts, had suspended its server for majority of the games on its website. One of the clear factors that contributed to this is the end of Adobe Flash support for browser plugins, which helped the rise of these browser games in the early 2000s. And today, only 2 games remain on Miniclip. They are 8-Ball Pool and Agar.io. Next Monday comes Halloween, and PUBG is collaborating with Dead by Daylight for an event that is live right now, where 3 survivors will be playing against 1 killer. Basically, a Dead by Daylight mode in the game PUBG. Survivors find broken generators and use interaction key to fix it and get the gate open to escape while not getting caught by the killer. Not something that I really expected if I'm being honest, but a fun one for sure. This collab Halloween event between PUBG and Dead by Daylight will last until November 6, 11 PM PST or November 7 at 4 PM KST. Just a quick update on Fallout 4. According to this PC Gamer article, as Fallout celebrates its 25th anniversary since its original release, Bethesda had confirmed that Fallout 4 will receive a free update in 2023 on improved visuals and many more for the Xbox Series X and Series S, PlayStation 5, as well as PC version of the game. Players can expect performance mode features to unlock higher frame rates, support for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and last but not least, bonus Creation Club content, or aka officially supported mod and or add-ins made specifically for the game. Finally, we are only less than 2 weeks away from the release of Sonic Frontiers, Sega's take on an open-world Sonic game, which I am super excited about. Sonic Frontiers had confirmed to go on Go, meaning the game has been finalized and is a step closer to its official release date on November 8th or 9th, depending on your time zone. Some even called this a Sonic version of Breath of the Wild, which to a certain extent, specifically the open world aspect, I can see why people would say that. And even to people who barely or had not played any Sonic titles in their entire life, this is a different approach in terms of gameplay for the Sonic games, and I can already see that this game will be pulling more fans into the Sonic franchise. Enjoy Sonic Frontiers on the platform of your choice, as the game will be launching on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and Series S, Nintendo Switch, as well as PC. Before we move on, here's a Pokémon Scarlet and Violet Ghost Hunt cinematic trailer posted by GameSpot on YouTube for y'all to check out. And while I was watching this, I just had a thought. What if there's a Pokémon game that is just like this, in first person? Wouldn't that be cool? Anyways, know that Pokémon Scarlet and Violet is coming to the Nintendo Switch on November 18, 2022, which is about 3 weeks from now. Coming to the game releases of the week, we have a game that is very much discussed at forums and multiple social platforms. It is Bayonetta 3. Lots and lots of information and conversation are being exchanged on the internet, and as of the current situation, it is hard to have a definitive answer of who is right and who is wrong because you and I are not the party involved. However, the game itself is still an exciting one to those who wish to play the sequel of the Bayonetta franchise. Bayonetta 3 is available on the Nintendo Switch starting October 28, 2022. Next up, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will have its full release on October 28th for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and Series S, as well as PC. If you have been buying the latest Call of Duty games that were released previously, I have no reason to stop you, as I believe you know what you are getting. But to those who are hesitant to get it on launch date for the multiplayer mode, you are not alone, and it can be a smart move to wait for some gameplays and reviews, check out the forums and see how the game performs, and find out if there are any bugs or issues before you spend $70 for the base game. Last on the list, we have DLC for Resident Evil Village. It is the Winter's expansion, and this expansion is included as part of the Gold Edition of the game had you bought the Gold Edition previously. In this DLC, you'll be able to experience the main story from an entirely new perspective, new characters and experience all waiting for you starting October 28th, 2022. As you already know, a new week also means more free games. This week on Epic Games Store, we have 2 free games waiting for you. The first game is Saturnalia, a survival horror adventure game where players will be put in an isolated village of ancient ritual, exploring the labyrinth-like roads and the storyline that consists of 4 different characters. People will die, but puzzles and mystery solving will also tag along. The second game on the list, we have Warhammer 40k Mechanicus, a turn-based tactical strategy which started off as a tabletop wargame with miniature where people actually gather around and play together. Sounds crazy, I know. Remember to claim both of the games by and before November 3rd, 2022. With that said, we have reached the end of this week's episode. Consider giving this video a like as it does help us out and it doesn't cost you anything. And if you have made it this far, might as well subscribe to the channel here on YouTube so that you won't be missing our next video.